Grab your cup. Have you ever said yes to something when you really wanted to say no? Yes to a social event, yes to a parental responsibility, like taking on something at school, yes to more work at your job. Have you ever said yes when you really wanted to say no? I think probably all of us have, but I want you to look at this or listen to this conversation if you're someone who always says yes. So really it doesn't matter if you ever feel like a no, because you're going to say yes. So if that's you, listen up. In a recent coaching conversation, we were talking about this, and one of my clients was really feeling like she's been doing that since she was little. And honestly, that's a common trait in many of the clients that I work with, that somewhere in their very early life, they learned to just take things on. Either they got the message that that's what you do, or they felt acknowledged in a way that they were yearning to get acknowledgement, so they did it for that reason. Whatever the reason was, they started very, very young just saying yes to things, activities they didn't want to do, social events they didn't really want to go to. And over time, think about this. If you have a body that's been telling you no, so how does your body tell you no? You feel really tired. You feel yourself contract in when you get ready to go to whatever you said yes to, or when you're in the middle of the work project that you took on more of, that you said yes to. You're feeling resentment. Your body's feeling tight. You have more fatigue. The conversation that I was having with my client was really started around the physical body. And there's a couple of books out, if you've never heard of them. One is When the Body Says No by Dr. Gabor Mate. Another is The Body Always Knows. So if there's places in your body that have been telling you, stop saying yes, and it's been kind of yelling at you with some mild symptoms. Over time, those mild symptoms that you put down just to, life in general or whatever, those mild symptoms will become bigger symptoms, more consistent symptoms. They will actually become dysregulated functions of different parts of your body. Maybe the digestive system, maybe your neurological system. You get headaches all the time. Maybe in your joints, you hold pain in your muscles and your joints, so your musculoskeletal system. When a body has been saying no and we ignore it and we keep saying yes because we think we have to, because we think it's the right thing to do, because we're afraid of conflict, because we want people to like us, because we're looking for acknowledgement and accolades, because we think that what we feel and want is not as important as the person who requested something or as the responsibility. We're just not as important. All of those reasons could come into play. But when you're saying yes and you really want to say no, several things happen. We just talked about what happens in your body, right? How symptoms are going to show up in different areas of your body. What also happens is you get a sense of abandoning yourself, because that's what you've been doing. You've been abandoning yourself and what yourself really wants in favor of someone else's expectations or a societal expectation or the search for being approved. I was going to say approvement. I don't think that's a word. Being approved of outside of you. But you're abandoning yourself in order to do that. When we abandon self, what happens is depression, anxiety. We disconnect from our own authority of ourselves, our own inner higher self. We're not listening to that. So we could feel anxiety or depression. The immune system will dysregulate, and autoimmunity can show up. It's a disconnection from self. When you've been saying yes and ignoring what you want and feel for long enough, in the conversation that I'm referring to with my clients, we're talking decades. We're talking, and most of the women that I work with are 40s, 50s, 60s, and up, decades of disconnecting from self and abandoning yourself. There's no way to keep doing that and not have these kinds of consequences. There's no way for your body to be in a healing state. It's not possible to heal when you've abandoned yourself, because the frequency of healing requires peace inside of you. The frequency of healing from anything, autoimmune, chronic health issues, fatigue, cancer, the frequency that needs to exist in your body, the energetic frequency for your cells and your organs and your systems to do the healing. We all live on energy, right? Without that life force energy, you're done. The energy of the frequency in your body will not be healing if you're not living within peace in yourself. And there is no peace when you abandon yourself. Connect the dots? You see what I'm saying? So if you've always been a yes person and you really look and see how much that has affected your life, your physical body, how happy you feel inside, whether you're in constant resentment or anger or annoyance, whether you feel joyful, whether you feel like you're authentically sharing with people in your life and your relationships, however it's showing up for you, put yes in the comments, and I'll know that you're a yes person and you want to have a conversation. That's one of the very big ways that people can transform their life to get their health, their authenticity, their joy, their connection back. So put yes in the comments and I'll make sure we connect.